Hey, welcome if this is your first time tuning into my channel, or welcome back to Through Nicky's Lens. I am Nicky, and I'm here with one more video for you today. There might be a misconception by a lot of persons thinking that once you have a job offer, that means that it automatically gives you additional points towards your CRS, that's your comprehensive ranking score in Express Entry. That is for your permanent residency application. However, I would like to provide clarification because this is not exactly the case. What I want to talk to you about today is about job offers. So let's get into the video. So, understanding the intricacies of a valid job offer can be a game changer for a lot of persons. Whether it is that you are a skilled worker, you are a tradesperson, physician, you need to understand exactly what a valid job offer is and how this can impact your comprehensive ranking score, your CRS for permanent residency. What is important for you to understand here is that an offer of employment is not just a job. It is a way to validate how you will contribute to the Canadian workforce. Additionally, with a valid job offer, individuals in the Express Entry pool can get either 50 or 200 additional points towards their CRS. In essence, for a lot of persons, that might be the difference in them getting an invitation to apply or not. What I want to clarify is what makes a job offer valid. So there are two general criteria. One is that the job offer must be written and recent. That is, your job offer must be in writing and typically issued within 1 month of you submitting your electronic application for permanent resident. Two, the details of the job should be outlined. So it should clearly outline the pay, the various deductions, the job duties, and the work conditions. So offers from embassies, high commissions, or consulates in Canada do not count. If you qualify for federal skilled worker or the Canadian experience class, there are a few things that you need to note. This valid job offer should be continuous. It should be paid full time of at least 30 hours per week, non-seasonal, and for at least 1 year after you get your permanent residency. The not categories should be 0, 1, 2, or 3, and these are technically what are considered as high skill jobs. They should be either backed by a new positive LMIA or based on a current LMIA, and it is an exempt work permit. So I'm going to give you an assignment. I am going to ask you to go to IRCC's website, read up on what a positive LMIA is, as well as current LMIA that are exempt from having a work permit. If you qualify under the Federal Skilled Trades Program, here are the requirements. So the offer can come up from 2 or up to 2 employers and must involve continuous, paid, full-time work for at least 1 year in a skilled trade occupation under NOC tiers 2 and 3. And it has similar requirements in relation to LMIAs. There are special provisions for physicians. So, under a temporary policy, which is effective April 25, 2023, foreign national physicians with a job offer to provide publicly funded medical services in Canada can claim points, even if the job isn't continuous or it doesn't last at least a year after receiving the PR visa. If you're a physician, take note of those special requirements or special provisions and read more on those. and how they are applicable to you. Documenting the job offer is critical in this case in relation to offers of employment for your permanent residency application. There are two things that you need to do in relation to documenting your job offer. That is to update your Express Entry profile and make sure that the contents of your job offer letter are clear. In relation to updating your Express Entry profile, you need to include the start date that is listed on your job offer, your employer's name and address, the LMIA number, and that's if it is applicable, and your NOC code. So the contents of the job offer, it must be clear and state your job conditions, including hours of work and pay. In relation to documenting the job offer, certain things need to be quite clear. I have a checklist and I will read through the details of that checklist for you. The job offer, as I mentioned before, should be continuous, paid, full-time for at least 30 hours per week, permanent, it should not be seasonal. The expected start date should be included for at least 1 year after IRCC issues you your permanent residency visa. Your NOC code should be listed and it should be 0, or the NOC category, the NOC tier should be 0, 1, 2, or 3. And it is helpful if you list, or if your NOC code is listed in the letter. Your job duties and responsibilities should be outlined as well. The company address, telephone number, and email address. The name, title, and signature of the proposed immediate supervisor or personnel officer, that's the HR personnel. And this is quite important for persons to note that you cannot claim CRS, that's comprehensive ranking score, for a job offer if it is that you're working on an open work permit. And this includes persons that are on a spousal open work permit or a post-graduation work permit, that is a PGWP. Earlier in my opening, I noted that persons tend to misunderstand or have a perception that once you have a job offer, and the job offer that a lot of persons might consider is if you apply for a job and you do an interview and you're accepted for that job and the company gives you an offer letter. That is not what a valid job offer is in relation to getting points. That is comprehensive ranking scores for PR, for Express Entry. So as I mentioned before, if you're on an open work permit, including a spousal open work permit or a post-graduation work permit, and you get a job offer, that is not necessarily a job offer, a valid job offer that can be utilized to give you additional points for Express Entry. In relation to assessing the validity of a job offer, the IRCC officer will assess the validity of the job offer to make sure that it falls within the necessary requirements. LMIA exemptions means that some jobs may be exempt but still need a valid job offer. The ability to perform the job, they'll check to ensure that you, the person that received the job offer, that you're capable and you meet any licensing requirements if you require a license to get such a job offer. So there are 3 key considerations that I want to leave with you in relation to what IRCC will look at when they are deciding or considering if your job offer is valid. Note these well. 3 things, as I mentioned. 1, understand if your job offer needs an LMIA or qualifies for an exemption. Ensure you meet the licensing requirements if you're in a regulated profession. Make sure your job offer complies with IRCC's criteria. Most definitely, a valid job offer can make the difference for a lot of persons, especially now that the CRS scores are so high. Be sure that your job offer meets all of IRCC's standards and requirements for what a valid job offer should be. I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. It's free to do so. Remember to hit the post notification bell so that when I post another video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Like the video if you have not already done so, and share it with someone who may find it helpful as well. Thank you so much for making it through Nikki's lens, and I'll see you in my next video.